Okay, so hello and welcome to Women Mean Business, an entrepreneur empowerment series. My name is Alicia Finley, and I am a program specialist at Charlotte-Mecklenburg Library. I do children programs, but I also do teen and adult programs too, as you can see. Today is our agenda. Please take a moment to glance over it. And as we get started, please introduce yourself in the chat and state what your business is. This Saturday, we will be exploring business credit with our guest speaker, Trina Boyd. The purpose of this program is to connect female entrepreneurs with valuable resources in our community through introducing a variety of business topics and through networking. Participants will meet with outstanding women business owners in Charlotte and experts in the business community. And they will share different business subject matter and resources that can enhance your services and tips to streamline your business. This series is for all women business owners eager to expand their businesses. So just as you know, there are valuable resources right at your fingertips provided to you by Charlotte-Mecklenburg Library. Please visit themelibrary.org to discover them. If you are a resident of Mecklenburg County, you can access these resources with your library card. And if you do not have a library card, then you can apply online at our website to visit a library branch near you. Please check our catalog for new books on businesses, entrepreneurship, and more. I briefly want to share with you some databases that can help you on your business journey. If you have not explored LinkedIn, this is an excellent resource to increase your business knowledge and skill set. Some of the things you can learn are small business management, personal branding, leadership, and project management software. Another resource I would like to share with you is Proquest Entrepreneurship Database. And this is an overview of the database directly from the library's website. This database bridges theory with practice, covering a wide spectrum of resources useful to educators, researchers, students, and practitioners. Content ranges from the scholarly, including journals, dissertations, working papers, and conference proceedings, to a full toolkit of practical guides, templates, forms, sample business plans, and tips from successful entrepreneurs in a wide range of formats, from video to downloadable Word and Excel files, as well as traditional text and PDFs. Currently, we are nearing the end of our summer break. Please register your family and friends and tell them about it. Summer Break is the library's online summer reading program. We encourage reading for all ages throughout the summer. Just for participating in this program, we offer summer break prizes. When you register, you will get the Junior Wendy's Frosted coupon, and for completing the program, you will get a library tote bag of your choice. So we have a variety of colors for you to choose from. And there are prizes for all ages. Our goal is to have our community read 35 million minutes. You heard that correctly, 35 million minutes. Woohoo! So summer break started on June 7th, and it will end on August 14th. You can backdate what you have read throughout the summer and the different activities you have done, and you can put those into the categories provided. So please visit our website and register for more information about that. All right, so I'm really excited to have our guest speaker today, Trina Boyd. And this here is just a snapshot about Trina and who she is. So who is Trina Boyd? Trina Boyd is the founder of the nonprofit organization, Women Empower. This dynamic organization empowers and inspires, as well as educates women in business. Female entrepreneurs can partake in attending monthly business classes and network with other female business owners. She also helps women to turn their ideas into businesses. Her popular virtual business brunch and roundtable attract women from different business industries to share what they do, learn from each other, and hear a presentation on a business topic. Trina is also the CEO of Babysitters of Charlotte, where she provides exceptional childcare to families and organizations. As a serial entrepreneur, Trina is a seasoned business owner that takes pride in helping other women succeed. Last month, Trina talked with us about making your business legit and registering and filing your business with the state. And today she is back to talk about business credit. Thank you, Trina, and welcome back. So we'll get right into it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Alicia, for that introduction. I'm Trina Boyd, and I will be talking with you today about business credit. I have taught this class several times, so I'm really excited about teaching it again. I have some of my members have been successful with actually getting business credit. And also I have been successful with obtaining business credit through several companies, one of them being American Express. I was able to get approved for 4 business cards for all of my businesses. And then we were also able to get approved for a vehicle in our business name. So business credit is very powerful. And that's assuming a lot of people want to learn about business credit. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the steps to building your business credit. So with any type of credit, you definitely have to build that up. But it's the same with business credit. So today's discussion, we're going to talk about steps to building your business credit, the different merchants that you would need to obtain to get credit, and then how does it work? Like, how does business credit work? And can you all still hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you, Trina.
Okay, awesome. All righty. All right, so what is business credit? Business credit is a line of credit that allows you to purchase items in your business name. So at the end of this presentation, you will be able to, if you take the steps, be able to obtain different things in your business name. If the steps are followed correctly, you will be able to do that. These things could include items such as a car, credit card, merchant credit card. So a merchant credit card is like a gas card. Also things such as Office Depot, anything that you can think of, you could probably get it in your business name. So what are some reasons for wanting to obtain business credit? If you can type that in the chat. I did see some individuals type, or business owners type what type of business that they have. I saw someone was in Rosell is in healthcare insurance specialist. We have Shanda Jones. She's a massage therapist. We have Mrs. Smith. She is a holistic health coach. And then we have Latoya. She's an educator and in real estate school, working to become a realtor. And then we have Phyllis. She is a licensed therapist. So what are some reasons that you all are wanting to obtain business credit? Someone said marketing expenses. That's awesome. Someone said business startup expenses. That's awesome as well. All right. Anyone else want to share? Business startup. Awesome. And if you can type specifically for the business startup, if you can type exactly like what type of things that you're trying to do, because it really just depends on what you're trying to do. And I want to kind of touch on those things as well. The more I know, the more I can like help with those particular things. Business supplies. Awesome. All righty. Website marketing supplies, state licensing. Awesome. Marketing. Awesome. All right. So can you purchase items solely in your business name? So that is the question, because a lot of people, when they're trying to get business credit, they may ask for a personal guarantor, but that defeats the purpose, right? Of getting business credit. If they're asking for particularly a guarantor, which is a personal guarantor. So that's the question. And the answer is yes. All right. So these are the different things that you would be able to purchase in your business name. You can purchase a car, you can purchase items, an apartment. I was just speaking with one of my members. She's wanting to do a Airbnb business. So she would be able, the steps that I'm going to show you today, she would be able to get an apartment in her business name, which basically what happens is it does not attach to your personal credit. So if you were to buy or not buy or purchase something or rent an apartment in your business name, is not attached to you. Even with the computer, I put Apple specifically there because Apple do have a program or they allow you to open up a business account strictly in your business name. But you can get cars, apartments, computers, business credit cards, gas cards. You can get a line of credit, through Office Depot. So that's another thing I want to point out for someone said marketing materials. And then a lot of times what you're getting is a credit card. So real estate, a lot of real estate investors, they want business credit because they want to be able to invest in properties. A lot of times those properties are under $100,000, but a lot of times when you're purchasing real estate, you can just swipe your business card, and purchase that property. So that's basically what it is. It's a credit card, but mainly in your business name. So if you want to screenshot this, but these are the things that you would need to start building business credit. This is like a checklist of everything that you would need to start building business credit. So if you want to screenshot this, it's probably better to do that. And then, so you would need a business name, of course. It seems like everyone on here has a business. But the main thing I want you to take out of this is you have to be a corporation. So if you are a S-Corp or a C-Corp, I prefer, teach on S-Corp because it's for small businesses. The C-Corp are for corporations. So we are small businesses, so we would set up our business as an S-Corp. This is very important when you're trying to get approved for business credit because I think someone asked about the LLC. The LLC would not be considered a corporation because your name is still attached to the LLC. So there are different types of LLCs. You have the single partner LLC, then you have the partnership LLC. But now your name is still attached to that. So now they're going to try to, basically what they try to do when they try to run your business credit, they're trying to find a person attached to that particular LLC. So it's important that you are set up as a S-Corp. So that's really, 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 really important. I just want to point that out to you all. But you do have to have a business name. So I'm pretty sure everyone has a tax ID. But when you do your tax ID number, if it's already set up as a LLC or S-Corp, you will have to get a new, fresh tax ID number. And then you'll have to, it's like creating a whole nother business. I do want to say that. So that's, you can, if you want to switch the name or, the same name, but it has to be a S-Corp. I want to say that. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong because they don't do the S-Corp. But you do have to go to the Secretary of State's website and do the corporation. Then you also need a DUNS number. The DUNS number is like your credit score for businesses. I do want to point out you have to have a professional address. The professional address is very important. You have to have a professional number. And then you also have to have, you will open up your first line of credit, which I'm going to give you today. I'm going to give you the first line of credit that you would need to open, and they will instantly approve you through your business. Okay. All right. So what is the name of your business? So everyone already typed that into the chat. I see that you all have businesses. So you all have already typed that. And then next, all righty. And then next, anytime you apply for business credit, you want everything to be separate from you. Like I was saying earlier, everything needs to be separate from you as the owner, president, vice president. You would need a business address. So some of the ones that we like to go with, depending on where you're located, is Regis is one. You can do a post office box, but I definitely would not suggest that you do that. If you do have the additional funds, definitely go with a corporate virtual address. These are just some of the companies that we have. Business 911. If you're in Charlotte, Business 911, they have it. And then also, a lot of our members go with the Lunch Factory because they're cheap. They're really, really cheap. They're like $25 a month, but you definitely need a business address. This is important. This is very important because, say for instance, you apply for a business credit card, right? You apply for that business credit card. When you apply for that business credit card and you put your personal address, now that's linking back to you, not the business, is linking back to you personally. So this is why it's important to get a professional. So it's have to be a professional address. You can put all of your virtual addresses in your business name. I do see a lot of people on here who are LLCs. So with that being said, in order for this to work, you would definitely have to be a S-Corp. Let's see. Any questions so far? I think I had one question in the chat. Would you need to have an LLC? You would definitely need to have a S-Corp, a corporation.
And Trina, can you go back and talk about what business owners need to do if they have that LLC set up? Could you?
Yes. So if they
that?
have an LLC, they would need to switch to an S-Corp. So it's a way, well, basically, if depending on how you're switching it. So with the federal, on the federal level, you would need to so on the federal level, you would need to just get an additional tax ID number, because you need a tax ID number that says that you are S-Corp. And you can still keep your LLC, but you need a tax ID. So basically, so with my company is Babysitters of Charlotte. So when I went in for business credit, what I did was I actually opened up a national babysitting agency, and now it's Babysitters Inc. So I still have Babysitters of Charlotte, but I also have Babysitters Inc. My Babysitters Inc. is a S-Corp. So yeah, so that's very, very important on the federal level. So on the state level, you would have to dissolve the LLC and then incorporate as a S-Corp. Because every year with the LLC, you have to renew that anyways. But what you can do is just dissolve it and then open up the S-Corp. Because I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. So anytime you are applying for business credit, they are actually going to run all of that. If they have a system, they're going to run to see if you are set up as an S-Corp on the Secretary of State's website. They're going to run it on a federal level to see if you're set up as an S-Corp. And then they're going to run, which is the next part I'm going to talk about as far as the number. If your business is located at your home, that's fine. But what we need to do when we are applying for the credit, we need to have that virtual office. So you can still have your home business. So I work from home a lot, but I also have here where I'm at, the Lunch Factory, I have a virtual address as well. All right.
Trina, may I ask another question?
Sure.
So if you have your LLC and you want to switch over to the Escort as you suggested, as you recommended.
Yes.
So you have to dissolve your business with the state under that name. You have to do that.
Or if you don't want to do that, you can just add an additional business. My only thing with doing that is the fact that you have to, every year you have to pay a fee to renew that LLC. Not to renew it, but to do the annual report. And there's no point in continuing to pay that if you're going to have an S-Corp versus the LLC. Does that make sense?
It does.
Because you have to pay that fee every year. With the S-Corp, I don't pay anything. I don't pay. All I have to do is my annual report. I don't have to pay every year for that. But yes, so the The next thing is getting a
Excuse me.
professional.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I do have a couple of questions, Trina, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Are there any options if you don't want to become an S-Corp? Are there any options for credit? Would I have to go through maybe more of a personal line of credit? And my other question is, if you could explain what a virtual office is. I'm not familiar with that.
Sure. As far as the personal credit, you can, of course, apply several, applications that you can do right now if you are a sole proprietorship or LLC. But a lot of people or may not know, because I notice a lot of people don't know about this, but the EIDL, that is an actual loan application for the CARES Act, for pandemic relief funding. And that is still open. I do want to say that. And then I think they're allowing people to apply a second time. And if once you apply, they also have a grant that they'll invite you to for, I think it's up to $25,000. So it's the EIDL. It's the one that I would suggest because it's very low. Like if you get approved, let's say you get approved for $50,000 for the EIDL. The EIDL, you probably paying maybe like $25 a month. And then you don't have to pay that right now. That one, you don't have to pay back until 3 years after you get the money. So the EIDL, if you Google EIDL, that's the one I told everybody to do. And even if you already applied for it, then check your email now. Go to your email, then search. It's a grant link that they're inviting people to. I think you had to receive under 100,000 in order for them to invite you to this particular link.
Okay.
So if you got approved for the EIDL already, go to your email because I missed the email. They sent it back in March. And they'll invite you to do the grant. And it's still open. Do the grant. I know the grant is taking a little long now. It's up to, I think, $25,000, but it's taking a while for them to release it because a lot of people are doing it. But just, search your email. I'm pretty sure, you received that. And then what was your second question?
Yes, it was regarding a virtual address. I wasn't familiar with that and how that works.
Yep. So the virtual address is basically, it's like a PO box, but it's more so on a corporate level. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically, when someone Google your business, so everyone should be on Google, by the way. So when someone Google your business, you don't want them to see like the post office box. You want them to see like a corporate building because it looks like you actually have your office inside that building. Does that make sense? So it's like a PO box, but you get a full address. So here at the Lunch Factory, it's 2459 Wilkerson Boulevard, Suite 310. That's how it's going to look when you get your virtual address as well. If that makes sense. But if you have a PO box, it's going to look like PO box, 8900 or something like that. So it's a big difference, especially on how you're presenting the business as well.
And can you still receive mail and everything to that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You receive mail. Yes, you receive mail. Yeah. Yep. We have received one of our grant checks that we received was at our virtual mailbox. So, yep. So getting a professional phone number is important as well. Google Voice won't work. So that's important to know as it relates to getting approved. So everything that I'm teaching is for the purposes of getting approved. You cannot skip, any steps with this because if you do, then you'll see, while you won't, get approved for business credit. So the professional number that I use is Ring Central because the reason that I use Ring Central is because you have to get on the 411 business pages. And I did a lot of research on how to do that. And it's like, I can't find where you can just put your phone number on 411. But if you have Ring Central, once you get your professional number with Ring Central, it's a section on there where they're going to ask you for your business name, address. That's where the professional address come in. And they actually put it out there through 411 that your business it has to be specifically through 411. But it's a section where you submit everything through Ring Central for your 411 business listing. So you do have to be on the 411 business listing. So Ring Central, and then the website for the Lunch Factory, I can post that one after this one, or towards the end. I can look that up for you. Awesome. And if you can get the website too, like if they wanted to like purchase the virtual address or the virtual address, I've had several. I've had several mailboxes in Charlotte, and this is the cheapest one. They normally range like $40, $59. No, this one is $25 a month. All right. And then any questions about the phone number before I continue?
Trina, I just wanted to say that I put the information for the Launch Factory in the chat.
Okay. Were you able to post the website as well?
Since it's recording, no.
Okay, no problem.
But I'll type it in. Type it in. Yep.
Awesome. So
not the direct link. Sorry.
Okay. So of course you have to have a tax ID number. I think everyone already have one if you're LLC. So I won't show how to get a tax ID number. I think I only have an hour to do this. And then I think, on Saturdays, they are not even open. Like the website, you can't even do it. But it's the same process on how to get a tax ID number. The only difference is make sure you select the S-Corp. So just make sure you're selecting the S-Corp.
So do we have to establish an S-Corp through the licensing in North Carolina first before we can do the IRS?
Well, I know as of 2014, unless anything changed since then, you don't have to have a license to operate a business in the state of North Carolina. Are you in North Carolina?
Yeah, in Charlotte.
Yeah. So as of 2014, you don't have to have a business license unless if you need a license for a registered nurse or, I think they may have to have a license because she's a masseuse. They have to have a license, but you don't have to have a business license anymore.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So we talked about the incorporation. This is very important. Please do not skip this step. And the great thing about going to the Secretary of State's website, they have streamlined this process to where you can actually just input everything on the screen. Probably when you did your LLC, I don't know if it was this year, then you probably streamlined it. But if it was last year or the year before, then you had to just fill out a form, a e-sign form, and then have to upload it and submit. Now you can just go to the website for the Secretary of State, and then at the bottom of the screen, and I can show you too, if you don't mind, Alicia, if I have time to show.
Sure.
Okay. So just make sure you, the NC Secretary of State. And is everyone in here in North Carolina? Because if you're not in North Carolina, you will still go to your Secretary of State. So if it's South Carolina, you'll Google South Carolina Secretary of State. If you're not, if you're not in North Carolina. So you see here at the middle of the screen, it says, this is where you file your report. So everybody who's doing the LLC, this is where you file your annual report there. But over to the right, if you see that, this is where you would register your business online. This is for the S-Corp. So it's streamlined. The main thing I want you all to see is that it is streamlined to where you don't have to print off anything. You see this? You don't have to print off anything. So all you're doing is typing your information into the system, and that's pretty much it. All right. All righty. So that's the 5th step, is incorporating your business, which is streamlined. And then incorporate your business. This is the old way. Remember I told you I actually, this presentation, I've been teaching this for a while. But the S-Corp is the way that you would do it. It's streamlined now, so I can skip this slide. So your DUNS number, you have a Dun and Bradstreet number that you definitely have. This is like your credit, like your business credit, where they report everything, and they will report it. So your DUNS number is, you can call this number. Actually, don't call this number because they're going to give you to go to a website. You used to call this number and they'll help you. Like they'll actually do it over the phone for you. And I think since COVID, maybe they were short or something. I don't know. But I'm going to give you the Dun and Bradstreet. This is specifically, and you can have your number. If you apply for your number on Monday or even today, you'll have it next week. So I'm going to show you the Dun and Bradstreet, and I'm actually going to post the link for this, for the Dun and Bradstreet number. And you don't want to do this one because that's going to take a while. We want to do the fedgov.dnb.gov. So that's the one we want, because this one right here is going to be faster. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this inside of the chat. All right, so here we go. This is the Dun and Bradstreet. I think I still have some time. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through this briefly, and then so here you'll click over to the left where it says begin the search. So what you have to do for here, you have to see if you already have one. Unfortunately, they do have it to where you have to like type in your business name and then United States and then continue. All right. And then here at the bottom, you'll type in your business name. I'm just going to put CJ's because she's on here. It's one of the members. And I hope you don't mind either, CJ. And then what we're going to do is just search, submit. And she actually already have a Dun and Bradstreet. But if she didn't have one, you'll just click on request a new DUNS number. But she has one. Go CJ. Let's see. And then here, this is all the documents that you would need. So if you want to screenshot this, so everybody already have, well, you'll have to redo your documents. But you'll need your Secretary of State. See, it says Secretary of State of Incorporation. So you'll need that once you redo it. And then you'll also need your tax ID number. So those are the two easiest documents that you can do versus trying to get like a utility bill or a lease agreement. One tip I want to give you though, while you're on here, that you can do right now with your LLC, you can switch all of your your bills at home. If you're working from home, you can switch your electricity bill over to your business name. You can switch your gas bill over to your business name. You can switch your internet over to your business name. You can switch your water. I switch all my stuff over to my business name. So nothing's attached to me personally at my home. So that's a really good business tip that you definitely want to take advantage of, only because when you get ready to file your taxes, even though we know, even the government knows you're probably working from home because of the pandemic, but it's just easy to verify if anything was to happen when you get ready to file your taxes. You'll have everything in your business name. So yeah, I definitely suggest that you all do that. Put everything in your business name. But back to the Dun and Bradstreet. So here we go. So just all you need is your articles of incorporation and your tax ID number. So you need the letter. So you will need that letter for your tax ID. Some people may not have, like I don't think I have mine anymore, but I'm going to give you a number to call. I'm getting it from my phone. If you don't have it and you need to request it, they can either fax you the number for that. It's 1-800-829-4933. This is for your tax ID number request, because you're going to have a letter for that. You're going to have that letter.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but for the office thing, the lunch factory, is there a specific, do we have to join as a member to get the office address?
Member. Let me see. I'm gonna go to it while I got this up. It may say member, but I will say one thing about the lunch factory that I like is that you get 1 day of free co-working. So if you wanted to come out and come out and work, and you get that for $25. I think that's awesome, y'all. But it probably is asking for that. Let me just post the website. I don't know. Let's see. All right. So if you're looking to do the lunch factory, you can click on pricing, and it may be asking for a membership, but of course you can cancel whenever you get ready. But this is everything that they have. Where's the mailbox?
It's not on there.
Were you able to find the mailbox?
No, it's not on there. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
I can give them a call and ask them.
I can get the link. She sent me the link directly because it was kind of hard for me to find too. But okay. I can get the link and see if I can post it for you while like towards the end. I think Alicia has to come on towards the end. So when she's finishing up, I'll look for it and post it in the chat.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So the DUNS number. So hopefully everyone screenshotted the actual DUNS number checklist of what you have to have for that. And then after you've done everything, you will have to open up your first line of credit. So your first line of credit, like I said, make sure you know everything is done. S-Corp, tax ID number, S-Corp, professional number through Ring Central. Make sure everything is done. And then now you want to call Uline. This is their website. And you want to open up an account. So the reason you want to do Uline is because they report directly to Dun and Bradstreet. So as long as once you order something from Uline, they'll report, and you don't have to pay it right away. I think they give you 30 days to actually pay. I think it's a net 30. A lot of times when you have a business account, everything is going to either be net 30 or net 60. Net means you have 30 days to pay it. So net 30 means you have 30 days to pay the bill. Net 60, you have 60 days to pay this in full. So it's not like monthly payments or anything. It's just you have to pay it in full. But they may even have things for you all that you can utilize for your business. So what I did when I opened up my account, they have like bulk tissue, like a big box of tissue that will last you probably like a year, depending on your family. But I had just ordered it right before the pandemic. I didn't even know the pandemic was about to happen. But I just ordered the tissue, a big box of tissue from Uline. And the pandemic happened, but we had tissue. But either way, I definitely suggest Uline because they're going to report. So the fact that they report now after 3 months, then you want to go to start for the big credit card. So the first one that I did that I got approved for after doing Uline I got approved for American Express, and that was the blue card. I got approved for that. And then when they saw I was paying my, payments on time, paying all your payments on time and stuff for Uline. And then I was paying all my payments on time for American Express, the blue card. Then they offered me 3 additional cards. So I had a total of 4 cards. I had one for my all of my businesses. So Babysitters of Charlotte, like I told y'all, that's not even an S-Corp. But because they saw I was, paying my payments on time, they offered me 3 other cards for all of my businesses. They didn't even care. I don't even think they ran any credit for any of that for my business, for each business. So, yeah, American Express is a good one to do. Let's see. I do want to mention that they are like net 30 or net 60, depending on, when they pull your business credit, how it looks. Those would be net 30 or net 60. I know someone talked about real estate. That would be great for that. And yeah, so any questions about this? And while I'm answering some questions, I'm going to go to Uline website so you all can see. So any questions?
Yes, Trina, there is a question from Phyllis. She said she may have missed this part, but she wants to know, if you change your LLC to a S-Corp business, do you have to reapply for a new DUNS number?
Yes, you do. Well, it depends on how your DUNS number is actually, how it shows up, to be honest with you. Because when you register your DUNS number, remember they ask you for your paperwork for the Secretary of State. So if you provided like a LLC, then it's still going to reflect the LLC. So I would definitely suggest that you do just do a new one, because when you do your business name, you have like your business name and then you'll have LLC, or you do your business name, and if you do an S-Corp, it'll say INC. So one of my businesses is Chin Consulting, INC. And then I have Babysitters, INC. So this is the Uline account.
Excuse me, Trina, sorry to interrupt. There is another question. Do you want to take that one or go over Uline first?
No. I just want to show them the Uline account, like different stuff that they can get from here.
Okay. This question is from Michelle, and she wants to know, she says that she has multiple subsidiaries within her LLC, and she needs to know if she has to apply for multiple DUNS numbers for each one.
When you say subsidiaries, are you talking about like DBAs? Are you talking about like a DBA doing business as, Michelle?
Hi, Trina. No, I actually have different like DBA, or I guess I don't know what you would call them, but I have a general LLC, and then I have one that's focused on helping people with research, and another one that's focused on creating audiobooks and voiceovers. So it's completely 2 different businesses, but it's all under one main group.
Okay. So yeah, if it's all under one name, then you would just do it under that one business name. Because as I understand from the IRS, from the government, they're saying that you only can have one LLC. You only have one LLC, you only have one corporate S-Corp, you only have one C-Corp, you only have one sole proprietorship, so you can't have multiple, but you can have DBAs under that. So if that's the case, you would just do that one. But the thing is, you can't, when you're trying to get approved for business credit, Michelle, you do have to be an S-Corp. So maybe you can even pull the DBA name and pull that as an S-Corp. That's a good one to do, versus having, you have the LLC, then you have your DBAs under those LLCs, right? So what you may want to do is pull, then that's what I did. You'll pull whatever name, your DBA name, and just incorporate it as an S-Corp. That's what I would do.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is everything that you can see. I mean, I even order stuff off here for events. I do a lot of events, so I order a lot of stuff off of here. Yeah. So any questions? I think that was my last slide, Alicia.
Yeah, Trina, I do have a question. Can you talk about establishing business credit with the bank?
So the thing is, so that's the thing. So it's more so a credit when you say
Or
business
excuse me,
credit. Yeah. So with the credit part, you're establishing once you have your business. So this is everything that we talked about is established, like building your business credit. So once you have built that up and you get approved for your first credit card, like business credit card, like if it's American Express or Capital One, now I will go to the bank and try to get a business credit card through the bank. If that makes sense.
yes, thank you. Could you suggest some banks that
That you have a
work,
relationship with.
yeah, like have, good working relationships with small business owners?
Yes. So I would suggest, I mean, if I have to call out a name of a bank, yeah, I would do Bank of America. I like Bank of America. I actually have all of my accounts with Bank of America. I think they're better than the rest if I have to call out. But like I was saying, like for the first credit card though, because it's all about the credit card. So a lot of times we're trying to get approved for like money, like actual money, right? That's what we're trying to do. So the thing is, when you get these line of credits for corporations, they're going to give you like so basically, let me tell you what happened. So I got approved for an American Express Blue card, right? Remember I told y'all about that. Then when they saw me making payments, they gave me my gold cards. My gold cards, I didn't have a limit. I had zero limit. So the thing is, I could charge up whatever I wanted to on those cards. So that's where a lot of people try to swipe their cards for like houses under $100,000. I want to say that. But I didn't have a limit at all. Does that make sense? Am I making sense, Alicia? Because it sounds like you're saying like a business loan. So one of the loans I was talking about that everybody probably want to apply for now, if you already haven't applied for, is the EIDL business loan. If you already apply for it, just do the grant. But even if they deny you, then you can they'll offer you for the grant, which is up to $25,000.
Trina, I have a question. It's based on Alicia's question. If I set up a business bank account and I'm given a business debit card, if I have activity with that card, does that count toward building business credit through that bank?
Yeah, so that's the thing. And I missed that one. Thank you for saying that. Mm-hmm. You do have to open up a business bank account. I need to include that in my a lot of people already have business bank accounts, but you do have to open up a business bank account. Yes.
And thank you, Eileen. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but you can get a business bank account right now. All you need is a tax ID number and your paperwork. You can go to Bank of America now with your tax ID number and your S-Corp paperwork or LLC if you want it, but you can't do it for business credit. But if you just need to open up an account, now you can just go ahead and do that. But you can get a business bank account right now.
And can you just touch on that a little bit, like why that's so important to have that business account separate from your personal account?
Yes, because when they run your business credit, they're going to check to see, this a system that they check to see if you have a business bank account.
And also for like tax purposes too, and just for, keeping that money separate so that it doesn't get confused, when it's time to report your taxes. And it just makes your paperwork easier. Huh?
I said, you already know that, right?
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah, because you do. I would definitely say, because I've been in business for about 7 years. And initially I was like, I'm not going to separate. I'm just going to do whatever. No, because as you grow and you're past six figures, now you're opening yourself up for the government to basically audit you. But when they do, or if they do, they're going to ask you, where's your business account? Where's your business bank account? That's the first thing they're going to ask you. Where's your business bank account? And then now you got to show them, everything as it relates to your business expenses. And if you don't have a business bank account, they're not going to look at your personal account. They're not going to look at it. All they're going to do, they're going to say, just show me receipts, because they're not going to accept the personal bank account for your expenses. So now you have to present your receipts. Who knows where those are? I mean, everybody shop online, so maybe you can find it. But also, like with everybody getting approved for this PPP, I think they allow sole proprietorships to use their personal account because you're the business as a sole proprietorship. But like for, if you're a corporation or LLC, they want to see your business, the business side of it.
Thank you.
And I think somebody asked about many bank business loans require you to present a business plan. Yeah, it really depends on the actual bank. I know PayPal is a good line of credit to start off with, besides the ones that I told you about already. Like if you're trying to get money, then PayPal I would suggest, because if you do a lot of PayPal transactions, they'll even offer it to you. Like if you're making money in your business, they're going to offer you. Even my Stripe accounts, I have a Stripe account for where I pull transactions. They trying to offer me money. QuickBooks, because I use QuickBooks for my I use QuickBooks for all of my transactions. They trying to offer, I'm not taking none of it, but they're trying to offer me money. And they don't care about it. When you start building, when you start making money in your business, then they don't care about your credit. They're going to want to, so if they have access, they see you having, bringing money into their system, like QuickBooks, I bring money into their system. They're going to take a portion off of your sales. So that's how it works. But when they see you, that's why I definitely advise you to have systems in place, QuickBooks to take payments, PayPal to take payments, Stripe. They see what's coming in, so they know if you can afford to pay that back. Michelle said, did you already discuss the differences between credit versus charge card? And which one do we get? So I didn't talk about the difference between the credit versus a charge card. The credit, we mainly talked about credit, the business credit cards. That's mainly what we talked about. And when you say a charge card, can you go in more in detail about that for me? And then is it advisable to take cash advances once you obtain the credits? I'm trying to understand that particular question as far as the cash advances. So let me ask you this, Michelle, is that going to be from like a merchant, the cash advances?
Yes, I'm sorry. If it was to answer your first question, the charge versus credit, I know the American Express is a charge card. Mm-hmm. So I know that it operates a little bit differently when you're making purchases versus a credit card. But I didn't know if I didn't know if that was, I know it does personally, so I didn't know if it was the same thing with business charge cards too.
Personally, I didn't know it was a different name for the charge card. I know depending on which card, I know the difference between the colors. So the blue card is basically all of it's credit cards to me, but the blue card where you can pay monthly. But the gold card is where you have like a net 30 or you have like a net 60. So you have to pay those back within a certain time frame, if that makes sense. Maybe it's called a charge card, but I know it's the difference in how you pay it back. But with the gold cards, some people can do monthly payments as well, depending on their business credit that they look at and how much money you make as well. So when you put the amount, when you do those applications and you put the amounts on those cards, make sure like your income amount. So they're going to ask you for how much money you make. Because you can have horrible credit, and if you make a lot of money, they're gonna give you the card. if you make over, $100,000, $200,000 or $500,000, they're going to give you the car if you have bad credit. But I think after the 500,000, like if you make past the $500,000 a year, was it $500,000 or 750? When you get close to the $1 million mark, then they're going to come in to inspect to see if you really make that. But yeah. But as far as the cash advances, so a lot of times PayPal, and I don't really call it cash advances. I call it pretty much like a business line of credit. PayPal will give you a business line of credit. If you have money coming into, PayPal, they'll give it to you. I've gotten approved for several. And once you pay it back, they want to give you more. So if you're not doing business with PayPal, I definitely suggest that you do, especially if you're bringing in, money, because they'll offer you a business. I don't think they report to the Dun and Bradstreet, but they'll still give you, the money. All right. So
Thank you. That's a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons, Michelle, I take PayPal, I take Stripe, I take pretty much any type of payment because, that's not the main reason, but a lot of people don't want to pay through, PayPal sometimes. Some people just want to pay through PayPal. But that's one of the reasons why. And then LaShawn said, is it best to have an expense account and an income account? Yes, definitely, LaShawn. That's the difference between having your personal account separate from your business account. Because, so for example, for me, and it just really depends on what you have going on too, LaShawn. So for me, I have contract workers. So I have a payroll account where I put all my payroll in for my contract workers. Then I also just have an account for, paying bills that come out every month for my business. So you can have all kind of accounts. Some people have a tax account for their business so they can make sure that they're paying their taxes. But that's mainly for people who have W-2 workers. But definitely you want to have that. And they ask you, if you want to pay yourself, you can do that as well. But any other questions? I think Alicia had me for 1 hour.
We started late, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
If everyone's fine, we can continue a few minutes more. Michelle has
I'm fine with
another
it.
question. Okay, you're fine. Okay. Michelle has another question, Trina.
Okay. Someone said they are a renter. I'm looking for a CPA to serve as a registered agent and use their postal address so I don't have to use the landlord's address as my business. You don't have to be a CPA. Anyone can be your registered agent. I'm somebody's registered agent right now because I think she's in South Carolina. In the South Carolina, you just have to be a resident of North Carolina. So if you have a relative, they can be your registered agent. They don't have to be a CPA. But if you need a CPA, then I can give you a CPA's name. She's awesome. She works with small businesses. But they don't have to be a CPA to be a registered agent, Michelle. You're talking about for the Secretary of State's, correct? Just want to make sure. Yeah, they don't have to be a CPA for that. They just have to qualify as a resident for that particular Secretary of State that you're applying for. Sure.
I have a question, Trina. Can you talk about the process of getting a car or leasing a car using your business credit?
It depends on who you're going through. I went through Audi, of course, because that's the vehicles that we have. But it's just the process of doing the application. We're picking out the car, doing the application for the car, and then once you do the application for the car, you let them know how much money you make, because they don't ask you for no. Well, no, I take that back. If you do it under your personal name, they're gonna approve you if you make a lot of money anyway. They don't care if you got bad credit or not. under your personal. I'm gonna give you a tip for the personal side, doing your business, and for the business side. So if you want to go into any car dealership and say, hey, I want to purchase a vehicle, well, mainly the luxuries. I want to say Audi from experience and Mercedes-Benz from experience. And you have a business and you tell them, you make 100,000 or whatever, however much money you make in your business, and you have bad credit, they're still going to give you the vehicle. Especially, if you have money to put down, you just let them know you have a business. They're not going to ask you for your pay stubs or because you have a business. They're not going to ask you for your business bank account information because you have a business. So that's the luxury of going to a luxury dealership. You don't have to prove to them how much money you make. So then if you want to go on the business side though, like strictly in your business name. So that means you're not a personal guarantor or anything. They are going to ask you for your business statements and stuff like that. This mainly works for luxury car dealerships, though. I do want to say that the payments are not like $300 or $400, though. You're going to be paying up there, but I do want to say that you can write that off on your taxes. That's a direct expense. So if you make a lot of money in your business, then you need that expense, so you won't have to pay pay the IRS back. So yeah.
So do you recommend like leasing the vehicles?
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll be doing, leasing it. You won't be financing. I mean, and some people are old school. They don't want to lease a vehicle because they want the vehicle to be their vehicle. But after 5 years, something's going to happen to that vehicle. Like something's going to happen when you got to put more money. So when you lease a vehicle, it's actually going to, you get a new vehicle every 2 to 3 years. So, I mean, that's the beauty of, being a business owner and being able to go in, and but lease a vehicle in your business name, or just lease a vehicle, in your personal name. When you lease it, you get a new vehicle every 2 to 3 years. So I do want to say that, because a lot of people think, I don't want to lease, but you get a new vehicle every 2 to 3 years or however long you do the lease for, and you don't have to worry about nothing going wrong with your car. If something go wrong with your car, then you take it back to them and they'll fix it because you have a care plan where they fix it for free. You don't have to, worry about that. But it's several benefits to doing that, because if you finance your vehicle, you can't write off, depending on how you do your taxes, you can write off your payments, but that's strictly just for that side. But a lot of times you have to write off your mileage, so you have to keep up. So one of the things I would say to everyone is make sure you have QuickBooks online or have some type of accounting system where you can track pretty much everything. Because I know, with the pandemic and everything, a lot of people wasn't prepared to have financial statements. But if you had QuickBooks just basically do those statements for you. So all you're doing is just generating a statement of what all the information that they have. Because even with these grants, they were asking for profit and loss statements for your business in order for you to get these pandemic grants. But if you had QuickBooks, even if you don't have QuickBooks and you need it, you can still like sync everything from your business account to your QuickBooks account and generate that profit and loss statement.
I have one more question, Trina.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that are leasing cars for their businesses, do you recommend getting one of those gas cards to build credit, or to just to
I got approved for a gas card. It just really depends, because you still have to pay something monthly. You won't be paying as much for gas. So if you max out your gas card and your payment is $30 a month, you can still use that, but you don't have to worry about paying a lot of money for gas. So if you're paying $30 per week or $40 per week on gas, but you got a gas card, so now you're just paying payments every month. So it's like consolidating all of your gas into a gas card. That's how you got to look at it, if that makes sense. Saving money. A lot of the wealthy, they don't use their money. They use other people's money. So that's how that works.
All right. Do we have any more questions? No one? Any comments? Feel
Just
free
need
to
the
unmute
link
yourself.
for the mailbox because it's not on that website.
Yeah, so I'll grab it and post it as Alicia is talking.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you all for attending this session on this Saturday. And I look forward to having more programs in this series. Next month, we will not meet, but we will resume in September. So please look out for the dates in September. Most likely it will be on Saturday, 1 or 2 Saturdays that month. And also, if you have any suggestions for other topics that we can discuss, please let me know in the chat. Or if you want to unmute yourself, you can let me know some topics, business topics you would like to see Women Mean Business do. Okay? And we'll just give Trina a few minutes to find that link. Do we have any comments? Any
Thank you so-
suggestions?
Thank you so much. I have a future suggestion.
Yes.
If there's a time that you can go over. Oh gosh, I can't believe I just lost my train of thought.
It happens to me all the time. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
If I could, I'm in the process of just getting started, and I know I'm discovering there's a huge learning curve on a lot of things that are needed. I either don't know that I need to know something, and once I do learn that I do need to know, there's a big learning curve. So I don't know if you've already done a session on just just the nuts and bolts of getting started. Because I know Trina had mentioned about Ring Central, and I was considering Google Voice, but she was mentioning, the pros and just briefly the pros and cons of Google Voice versus Ring Central. So, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Trina and I were talking about other topics that we could do, and getting her back here to share her expertise, because I have attended some of her trainings in the past, and she did go over more in depth about different systems you can use for best practices with your businesses. So I think that would be great. Yeah, we could definitely look into doing that one, like the different services. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, definitely mailboxes, virtual mailboxes. We touched on that today. But maybe we can go a little bit more in depth with that. And then with the phone service, and then maybe like utilizing cell phone services like Verizon, wireless, something like that, different plans you should take advantage of, or maybe what type of programs they're offering for small businesses, like incentives, stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And like before today, I didn't even know about a virtual address. So that's something I'm taking away from this.
Oh, awesome.
That'll be useful.
I wanted to ask Alicia, is there a way you can email?
Sure.
Email them the link? Because Chris is not in the office today. She said she'll do this. I was looking through the text. I think for some reason it deleted our previous text since April. So I almost found it, but it deleted it. So yeah, can you email them though? The link?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, awesome.
And you'll get that to me. All right. So any more comments or questions before we sign off?
I do have a question in regards to the business phone. So the business phone, how it works, does it get forwarded to your cell phone, or do we have to actually buy a new phone?
Yep. So for that, it's forwarded to your phone, and it's an app. I love it. So the app allows you to text your clients. You can put them on hold, and they hear hold music. You can do like a introduction, and then they can be automatically transferred to your phone, and they hear hold music. It's just so professional. It's very professional. I love it. I use it for all my businesses.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I just wanted to add some virtual spaces. They offer phone services as well
Mm-hmm.
that you can take advantage of. Trying to think, like Regis, they offer that plan where they will take calls and messages for you. So that's something else to consider. And also with the virtual mailboxes, you can have your mail sent to you. Like they'll forward the mail to you. Some of those companies that provide those type of services, they will send a mail to you if you're unable to physically go into the office to pick them up. And Trina, you talked about the virtual mailboxes and how does that work with the virtual? Is that similar to what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they can even forward your mail to you if you don't have time to pick it up.
Mhm.
Or you can just pick, like, I'm about to check my mail when I get off of here.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can, I mean, it's just good to get out the house sometimes too, because I love to work from home too, like everybody
Yeah.
on here. But it's just good to get out and just come and work, in an office space, with
Mhm.
other people, getting to meet other people. But yeah, you get 1 day free co-working space too, with the $25 a month. I think that's the deal compared to the other people or other companies in Charlotte. They don't offer that. You just get the mailbox.
Yeah.
That's it.
Most of them are like, because when I was just looking while you were talking, they're like $50 a month.
Yes,
Mhm.
$25 is like a steal, and you get a day at the office.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you can give us that link, that would be great. So,
yeah, we're
thanks.
gonna get it. She's she don't work on the weekends. Normally, she don't have it. Look, she don't work. I understand because she be working. She is so sweet. Y'all will love her.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending. I appreciate you spending your Saturday with the library. You didn't have to, but you did. And thank you for your patience with the technical difficulties. And we will sign off. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Thank you.